Hello. Hi, Ali.
Hello, Ada.
Are you ready
For what?
for coding? To teach me code?
Of course.
Yes. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. I don't have any coffee, so I'm a bit tired.
I had, and I feel good.
Yeah, that's great. I usually have a big, nice cup of coffee next to me. Well, we're back. It's a Sunday here. This video maybe will come on Monday or Tuesday, something like that.
So, what are we learning today? What am I learning today?
So today we will be learning JavaScript.
Am I finally starting to code?
Yeah. This channel is supposed to be fun, so we're supposed to do like more exciting projects and not just learn like this is a variable, this is a code, this is an object. But you need these basics in the start.
I understand.
Yeah. Let's get rid of this as quickly as possible. Let's get rid of the learning the basics, and then we can start doing like weekly projects.
Nice.
Hopefully,
Sounds
and
good.
then we'll even try to make money on selling code online and so on. It'll be very exciting.
That would be very interesting to see.
Yeah, I think it's fully
Alright.
manageable. Okay, then I'll just go ahead and share my screen.
Yes, do that.
And now, what we will be doing, I'm on GitHub right now. Let me just see if I can
Our
zoom in on
beloved
that.
GitHub.
Yeah, now you know what it is, yeah?
I am.
So, the first thing we could do, now my iPad is connected, or my touchpad. This is called, it's a very popular repository. It's liked by 7,700 people, and it's about JavaScript. 30 days of JavaScript programming. Challenge is a step-by-step guide to learn JavaScript programming. So these guys, they spend a lot of work doing this, and I see that it's like 352 different commits. The last one was in January, so it's always being updated. That's nice. What we could do, we could start with day one here. This course will teach you like an introduction to JavaScript, what it is, some basics like about the data types you can use, how to use logic in JavaScript, which they call conditionals, how to build a bit more like complex things, like put them into a table or an array.
Are those videos or what kind of files are those?
It's actually text. It's actually no videos. It's just text. So it's like reading material. And then you have some like higher order, more advanced stuff, and then they start going into like very advanced topics like JSON, web storages, promises, closures, DOM.
So much to learn.
All of that. So it's a lot. It's very interesting. I think like the most
Have you
advanced
tried it yourself? This one?
topics. Yeah, I've skimmed through it. It's good.
Cool.
It's good, and they even have like a mini project, and you can even click on it, and it will jump in. It says day 25, world countries data. This in our case could be like a Corona time, something Corona counter or something similar. It's not that different. So if you follow this for 25 days, and then on the 25th day, you will learn how to make this project.
That sounds good. Are
But
we
for
going to
us,
do
we
that?
will learn it even faster. We will not wait 25 days. We will wait maybe
Nice.
a little bit less. So let's start with the introduction. What do you know about JavaScript?
Well, I know that a lot of things are run by JavaScript. This is definitely something that I've heard for many years now, like even before I started learning coding myself. And I know the annoying thing about that. I remember some programs I couldn't run because it was, you're missing this Java something file. You need to download that before to start running the program. So
I can comment on that. Also, there's a misconception that Java is JavaScript. It's two different languages. So Java is a different language than JavaScript. JavaScript is a language which is run on the web. So in your web browser, Chrome, Safari, Firefox, Brave, etc. That is JavaScript.
Okay.
So it's used everywhere, because wherever you're going online, you have a website or some service you're using, it's using JavaScript.
So that is not something that you would need to download, right?
No, the browser already has it, so that's also a nice thing. If you want to use JavaScript, you could just go into whatever browser and then just write the code and it will run. You don't need to like everybody has a browser nowadays, so it's very easy to use as well.
And what about Java? The thing that I was talking about.
Java is a totally different language. Java is way older and more established language. They're kind of used to build like backends and large programs.
Okay.
But
are they similar? Why are they called almost the same thing?
No, they're totally different. JavaScript and Java are very different. Maybe it's a coincidence. I don't know. If anybody knows why it's called JavaScript, just write in the comment.
Right.
I remember I read it once why it was, but now I forgot.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, so 3 things. You have like 1, HTML, 2, CSS. Do you remember what the HTML was responsible of?
The website.
The structure of the website. And then do you remember what CSS was responsible of?
It was about visuals or like
the styling.
way it looks. Yeah, styling, and you can
the colors,
decorate your code.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then remember what JavaScript was?
The juice.
Yeah, the logic. So if you want to do anything like interesting, get things to move around, or like build anything which has logic into it, you need to learn JavaScript.
Yeah.
So
I think it's one of the most popular programming languages, right?
Yeah, I think it's very popular. Well, good.
Okay.
We will go into the browser again, and we will start with day 1 of JavaScript. So on day 1, we can put this in the description, this link for the 30 days of JavaScript, so that people also can follow it. So day 1 says introduction. This is the boring stuff, and then we can just jump into the requirements. It says you need motivation, you need a computer.
I have that.
You need internet, not even that.
I have that.
A browser and a code editor.
We have everything, I guess.
Okay, good. First one is important.
I do have that.
Yeah.
If you can't tell already.
Good. So setup. I believe you have the motivation and strong desire to be a developer. You don't need to...
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. So now the first step here, you could download Node.js. So if you can go ahead and do that, it's just type on Google Node.js and download it.
I have it already.
Okay, cool. Then we can move on. Let me just check if I have it.
I secretly know a lot more that I'm pretending to know. I think you downloaded, or you told me to download it a while ago.
Yeah, I'm just gonna check if I have it as well. You're on Windows, I'm on Mac. Node -v. Yeah, I have it. I have version 15.
I have 15.5.
Yeah, and then you have Chrome as well. Yeah. So they're saying in order to write some JavaScript, you could use Chrome. And they have this hotkey called Control-Shift-J, J for JavaScript.
This is how you do it.
So, or you can just right-click anywhere on the website and then choose Inspect. That will also work. Right-click and Inspect.
Accidentally, sometimes it happens for me.
Yeah.
It opens, and I always was thinking,
this?
what is this thing? Why does this open?
Yeah. Now you will use it. So. Now they're saying that they're explaining the different tabs here. So they're saying that there is this first tab called Elements, and this is where you find the HTML and CSS code. And then they have the next tab is called Console, and this is where you can write JavaScript code. See that? And then you have something called Sources. Here you could find the code the browser is showing you, so you can like create snippet code and so on. Everything the website is showing you is just code, and it is there on your browser. Yeah. So if you have like a really nice website, you want to copy or something, the code is all there in the source. And then you have the network. The network is also very nice. It's everything. Every time the browser is talking with external services. So let's say you go into your bank and your bank, it makes a request to another service and gives you your bank account.
Yeah.
So this is it's happening in the network. So if you want to kind of find the address the browser is calling, you can just go in the network and find it. This is also happening all the time. Like if you're on, let's say, eBay or something, eBay is always calling different services and you could see it. So if you want to hack it, this network tab is very interesting. And then we have the performance, and the memory is just for the web page, and then you have something called the application. This application one, it's storing, like, have you heard of cookies?
Yeah.
Yeah, so cookies are like temporary storage, and there are other type of stuff the browser uses, so it can recognize who you are, and this is all stored here under the application.
Okay.
Yeah. So this website, for example, if we take it as an example, if I click on here, and GitHub, it has one cookie, which is allowed, or like multiple ones. It has like 4 files, cookies, and then there's a bunch of cookies. There's some local storage, there's some session storage, and there's some shared workers. So these are like things the browser has, all of the browsers have, in order to kind of recognize you, what are you using, etc. And we could also see it here in the application. So you see this, all of the icons showed up they're using, and you can just copy it. All of the like, what do you call it? The services, local storage, session storage, they're kind of empty right now because we're not storing anything. I see in the local storage they are storing a couple of things. So like they're storing where we are, and they're also storing like what I was looking at earlier.
Oh.
Yeah, it's all in the local storage. These websites I checked a bit earlier today, also on GitHub, so they know I was there, and they can kind of use this because they can talk to it, and then they can give you more details and so on.
But who has this stored? Is it Chrome or GitHub or?
The local storage is on your computer,
Okay.
but like GitHub can also talk
Access?
to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But isn't that too much information for them to have? Which
yeah.
websites you accessed?
Well, they need it in order to provide you with better services. But sometimes some websites are like, they use this data in a not good manner, but others are using it in order to provide you with suggestions and so on. But like anything you do online is actually being tracked by the big companies like Google, Facebook, Twitter. So it's usually tracked, and if you want to know like what are they tracking, what is the information they're having about me, you could just go, and like knowing this will help you find.
Yeah.
But let's continue about like, so now you see that we have the browser, and now we will write our first, usually when you start coding anything, you have this thing called hello world, just to see if the language is working or not. So let's try to do this together. Let's go to the console, and then we will just write in console.log, and then we will open like these parentheses, and then write hello world, my name is Ali or Ada, and then close the parentheses. Enter. It says hello world, my name is Ada. Yeah. So you managed to type in your first line into the browser, and if you had this line on like your website, they would need to right click and click the console, and then they will see it. So it's like a hidden trick. Also, it does like math. So if you want to do quick math and you don't have a calculator, so you could just say like 525 times 2 without, installing anything.
But who can see this? Only you?
What do you mean?
Like you're doing some coding now, right?
Yeah.
Are you changing anything?
Yeah, it's locally.
Okay, locally, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not changing in the website.
What did we write console.log?
Just to get the message again.
To print?
Yeah.
Like on Python we use print, right? It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. Okay. It's the print function in JavaScript. It's called console.log.
Okay. And
console is the thing you use like when you right click and so on. Okay, and then they have some extra functions here. This consoling or this print function, it can take some extra parameters. So what it could do is like it says, Happy New Year, and then you give it a number, and then it will do it this way. See that?
Yeah.
Or you could say welcome, and then 2 and 30 days. So you can mix. This is mixing text and numbers together.
Is this kind of like a list?
No. We haven't gotten into list. This is called. These things are called parameters. So this is a function. This is called a function, console.log, and the function then again has like multiple inputs. So these are called parameters.
Okay, so what's the difference from doing this to just writing with like the whole sentence without the brackets and the comma?
Yeah, so the difference is like we take an example. If you have console.log and then you want to multiply two things together, like say 30 times 30, and it says 900.
Yeah.
But if you have it if you want to add text to it,
it's gonna print it like a text.
See that?
Yeah.
And then it says
it doesn't take it as a function; it takes it as a text.
Yeah, and if you do this, it says it says 900.
Yeah, I get it. But why in this example he did quotes and comma for each and every word that he used?
It's just to show you. It's an example. Yeah.
But the result is still like a text.
Yeah, the result is a text. That's what he's trying to show. He's just trying to show that it can take multiple arguments. That was the point of like dividing it into multiple ones.
I see.
Then afterwards, he's talking about comments. So you could comment like a certain line of text, so it will not like be run executed, and you could just put double slashes on the front, and then it will comment that line. So if we, for example, are in the browser again, and then we have a line of code like 30 times 30, and then we click into it.
You don't even write the text.
Yeah.
Nothing.
And if you have multiple lines of code, you could just also comment it like this, multi-line comment.
Okay.
So you just
start and finish.
Start and finish. So that was that. Now for... Yeah? You have a question?
Yeah. I'm just wondering, what's the function of using this or writing our code in the console instead of on another text editor, like for example?
We will use a text editor eventually, but right now we just want to get in quickly, and it's the console.log. It's also to show that this is a feature. In most languages you cannot do that. You need to download something. Okay,
so this is basically giving you the code directly. You don't have to copy it and paste it somewhere so that it gives you the code, right?
Yeah.
As long as you press enter, then it gives you...
So when we will build more complex project, we will actually use like a program and so on. But now we're just like learning the basics.
Right.
Like this function does that. Now syntax. Syntax, you know what that word means? Syntax?
Yes, it's Greek.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay, what does it mean?
It's basically how the words are written.
So that is exactly that. It's something about the way the
correct
structure.
way, basically.
So syntax are similar to human languages. If you type in the wrong way, the program will not understand it. So this is why syntax is important. So that's syntax. He made deliberately a couple of mistakes just to see if the code will understand it or not. And if you see here, if you can spot the mistake.
Are they both of mistakes?
So we copy it.
Wait a second. No, I think it's because he's missing the bracket. No, he doesn't have the double quotes, right?
Yeah.
Because if you want the single quote, then you have to use it in between each word. Wasn't it like that?
This one code would also work. If you look,
he's using different kind of brackets on the last one or quotes.
Exactly. Just to show that it could be double, it could be single, it could be backtick.
But what's the difference between the first and the second one? Not that one. That one.
This one?
Yes.
They were all the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, but I just got confused by the says what type of mistake was made. Then let's do arithmetic. So like multiplying stuff and so on. This can also, we just showed it a bit earlier, like you could put in numbers directly and then you get the answer. So that's nice. And then you could do all of the operations. You could do like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and this we will use a lot when we start writing more advanced code.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we will like somewhat we will do that. And then now to the code editor. So we will download VS Code. You already have it. We've used it multiple times in our old episodes.
I'm starting to get some flashbacks from the Python days that I've learned, and I'm starting to kind of see the logic between obviously different coding languages have different way to say do this or do that, but it's starting to sound familiar and to understand a little bit the concept, like simple concepts.
So they're asking you to create a folder, and we'll do that. And then they're asking you to download a couple of things, which we already have downloaded. And now eventually it's saying, okay, adding JavaScript to a web page. JavaScript can be added to any web page. It can be added in different ways. It could be added using inline. You just write a very long line which has all of the JavaScript. It could have a script, so like another file on your server that has all of the code. The file could be on another place, so externally, like on Google or something, and then you just import it and then use it. It could be multiple external servers scripts. So this is like an example of some JavaScript code. It's saying that it has this HTML,
Yeah.
So let's copy it. We can maybe create it and look into it. So let's jump into VS Code, and then we will create a folder, and then we'll start making things.
Is it easy for you to detect the different coding languages, or to tell the difference?
Yeah, it's usually like the syntax is different. So in HTML you find it like it has like start bracket and end bracket, and it's always using these like attributes. So it's quite similar. Yeah, and then if you get exposed to one or two, like that Python doesn't have any semicolons and it's like structured in a different way. So I think it's not that problem.
So hopefully I'll be able to do that too, right?
Yeah. Well, you're learning 3 different languages, so I hope
at the same time.
Yeah.
All right.
Now we are in VS Code then.
Yep.
You are logged in, and then we created a new folder here, called it Day 1 JavaScript, and then I just added an index file or HTML file inside of it. And this HTML file is the same code we just saw. It's this code. See that?
Yep.
We can also run it. There we go. So this is the code
This is
running.
what it does.
Yeah, it's just adding a button, and it says click me. So let's click it. And then it says
it gives you a message.
And you cannot do this with only CSS and HTML alone. If you want this button to be smart, then you need to have this. And do you see how it's working in the code itself? It's our like regular HTML, and then it says here button, which is also
a function.
No, it's still HTML. And then on click. Now here is this is the only place it's running JavaScript.
Okay.
Yeah, and you could change this now. You could change it to something you like. So it says welcome to She Learns Coding instead.
We couldn't have done this only with HTML?
I know. Here is just like putting a pop-up. So you can't do that only with HTML.
Okay. Is this easy to combine 2 languages? You don't have to have another program or something that combines them?
No, it's because these languages are designed to work together. So they're like complementary to each other.
Cool.
So it's like learning web development is kind of hard because you need to learn a lot of things.
I can see that.
Yeah, exactly. So if you want to change this message to welcome to, don't see you. There we go.
It is...
It's one word with
yes.
a big J, maybe. I wrote it wrong here as well. Okay, cool. Then save it. And then once you save it, I will just refresh.
Control S,
click
right?
me. Yeah. says still welcome to 30 days of JavaScript. Ah, now something happened. Welcome to She Learns Coding. See that? Cool.
And what's that prevent this page from?
I think I just clicked the button too much. But the browser thinks your website is a spam.
I see.
Okay,
but
cool.
It worked then.
Yeah, it's that easy. So now you combine two languages together. This is
right.
We were just talking about like there are like multiple ways of putting JavaScript into a page. So this is the inline way. You just integrate it, and it works.
I have a question before we move on. I remember from the other time that we talked about GitHub and submitting code, committing code from our code editor to the GitHub. We need to commit it first. But here we only had to save it and then it got updated automatically. Like, what's the difference? Why don't we have to commit the code somewhere?
We're not having it in the cloud right now. It's just running on our personal computer.
I see.
But if we want this code to run on that server we made last time, we would need to update it. So now this is the first way, inline script. This is not the usual way of doing it. It's just like if you want to do something really quickly, you might do it this way. Let's look at the second way of doing it. Internal script can be written in the head or the body, but it's preferred to put it on the body of the HTML. They're putting something in the head. See that? It's console logging, and it has its own tag. It's called script. So this is another way you could do it. You could just like...
So what's in between of script is JavaScript.
Yeah, exactly.
And the rest of it is HTML.
Yeah. So then the browser knows, okay, whatever is in here is JavaScript.
What's the difference between putting it in the head instead of the body? Or
I was just saying, like, instead of putting it here, it's putting it here.
But he says that it's more recommended to put it in the body. Why is that?
It's a good question. It's because when the browser first runs, it will, execute everything in the head and the top, and then it will go to the body and start. Okay. So you don't want that to be very slow or anything. So that's mostly that. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah, sure.
Then this is how we write an internal script most of the time. And you see here, he actually moved it to the body. See that? And then it's just, clicking the button again, and very simple. Now, the fun part. Fun part is the external way. This is usually the way we will do it. We'll make it a special file, a JavaScript file. That kind of just, all it does is...
is it like the last time that we made an extra file for the... what was it? When we introduced the CSS styling of our website? Yeah,
so we had it.
Yeah, we opened a new file, right?
Yeah.
So it's the same way.
Exactly the same way.
Why is this preferred? Because it's easier to read the code, maybe?
Yeah, and it's like everything is separate, organized. It's nice.
Okay.
So let's do that. Now, what we will do is we will, in our VS Code, on the left here, we will just create a separate one. So we call it a new file, and then we call it javascript.js, or let's say example1.js. There. And now, instead of having this code here
inside, we have it separately.
Let's copy it and then paste it here. And now, what we need to do, we need to tell our browser
to open the file.
Yeah, exactly. So it says here that you could just put it in the body. So this is the command to do it. So we just copy it and then go here in between the body and then paste it. And it's not called introduction. It's called ex1, our file. Yeah. Then we just delete the button altogether.
Oh yeah.
So now I saved it so we can refresh the website.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, see, it's whenever whenever you're logging in, it's just running the alert button.
Okay, without even pressing the bottom?
Yeah.
Because we removed the bottom thing?
Yeah. So this is how these irritating websites are made. And it's actually there is a possibility for the website to redirect you somewhere else. Remember those like website and then just shows you a background and it's just like keeps opening more websites?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what you did right now. Hacker.
Spamming people.
Yeah. It's very advanced stuff. So that's a nice way.
Straight to the difficult stuff.
Yeah.
But if we're introducing script in JavaScript in any kind of way,
if we want to do it this way, then but we also learn about React and different libraries. So this is like this they call this vanilla JavaScript. So it's like the plain
simple. Yeah,
simple. And then we have like more advanced stuff which are built on top of this, which are way more complex, and we will get to that. And these are the things we use day to day to build applications.
Okay. Yeah. I think so far it's so good.
Good. Now he's also showing that you could even include multiple files. But yeah. Well, lastly, we will just learn about variables. So variables are just like a place where you can store data. And it's you see it here. It says when a variable is declared, a memory location is reserved. So whenever you declare a variable, then the memory for it is saved.
Can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah. So in order to, I think it will be easier to explain it once
with an
we have
example.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
You see, there are some rules when it comes to variables. So it says that this is like mostly in all languages even. It says that the variable cannot start with a number. And then it says the variable should not allow any special characters like $sign and so on. And it cannot, a JavaScript variable name follows a camel case convention. That means like if you're, say, writing she learns coding, then learns is big L and coding is big C. This is like a convention called camel case. That's with vanilla JavaScript. They use camel case. A JavaScript variable should not have any spaces between the words. So if you're trying to make a variable called like Ali AJ, then it will not work.
Okay.
It needs to be connected. Okay. So here they have some examples about JavaScript variables. So first name, last name, country, city, age, is married. You see that? These are
camel.
Yeah, camel case.
Camel case.
Yeah, see, is married. Capital city.
When do we usually use this?
And when we are making variables to store something into them.
Okay.
So once you start building logic, say like you're building an online store which has like a payment system where you need to know the city, the country, and the name, and so on. This is like then.
So basically, to separate two words, so that you don't get the camel case.
Yeah. It's just so you don't get spacing, because if you get spacing, this is another way of doing it. It's a different convention. It's underscore. Yeah, we will use the camel case one.
Yeah.
And then you have different ones. Here you see this.
But he said do not start with or do not use $sign, right?
Yeah. I think except. So this is an exception that if you so the all not all special characters just accept $sign and underscore. Sorry, I also was confused by this one. I said it there wrong way.
Okay.
Yeah, so here he's showing that this is a special character, but you can do it if it's underscore, and you can also do it if it's a $sign. The first shall we see what else? In order to declare a variable, you have two keywords you need to do it. In JavaScript, it's very easy. It's not like different languages where you have like integer, you have a double, you have a string, and it's like all of these different data types. In JavaScript, you just have one.
Okay, don't throw names to me like that. I'm like, what?
Yeah, because remember when you were doing Python, you had like these different variable data types.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, so you don't need to worry about that in JavaScript. It fixes all of that.
Cool.
You just need the name before the name of the variable. You just put let. Let is like you're telling JavaScript that this is a variable. This is a variable.
It was something similar in Python, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's, maybe a var or something.
Yep.
So.
And then equals.
Yeah, and then equals and name. So this is the name. This is the last name. This is the country, and this is the city. You see that? And here they're just putting everything, they're logging it out. So we could do an example just like this, and then we have an exercise which we.
So if you wrote this code console.log and then first name on your code, then it would give you the actual what's inside the variable, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
So and we can do that. We can just go into our JavaScript file, since I can put it out, copy and paste, and then we can just refresh our website. And now, so if I open this console, it says here. So every time we are opening it, it's loading and then it's typing.
Okay, I see.
So it's working.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is.
So example of declared variables. All of these are like text. So if you try to like multiply them together or something like that, it's different than multiplying numbers. And JavaScript just figures this out for you. So this is a number, say age, because it doesn't
have quotes.
Yeah, it doesn't have the quotes, the single quotes or double quotes. You could use both.
Right.
And here, if we go a bit lower, then you still have it's still saying let, and then age, and this a number. Gravity is also a number, but here they were using a different type of thing here. They call it const, so it's not changing.
Constant.
Yeah, constant. So it's just a different way of putting it. So JavaScript knows that this variable does not change. So if somebody tries to change it, it will say, error. There's something wrong. And if we keep going down in the code, it says here, instead of writing let multiple times, it says you could just write it one time and then separate them with comma. So you write less code. I don't know this. I've actually never... I have like hundreds of lets. So this is nice,
Nobody knows everything.
No, of course not.
But you also have separated with comma and then change line too, or you don't have to do that?
Yeah, just so it's easier to read.
See. Yeah.
You could put them in the same line, but this is nicer.
I see.
And then...
sorry, can you go up a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't have to basically close the let, or you know what I mean?
You should add a semicolon here just to verify it. Just say, okay, it's closed. But the way JavaScript knew it was closed here, because the last one did not have a comma. So, but if you want to like a verification, you could add semicolons.
Okay.
Yeah, just say it's different than Python. Python doesn't have semicolons.
Semicolons I don't remember anyway. Yeah.
There and
cool.
And this is just like showing the code exactly like what we did. And it says, Ada, you are amazing. You just completed day 1 challenge.
Yeah.
Congratulations. And what does it say here?
I'm fast like that.
And you are on your way to greatness. Now, do some exercise for your brain and muscle.
Okay. Yeah. Is it my turn now?
Now it's your turn. So let's see what the exercise is.
Don't tell me.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna try to write as much as I can without you helping me.
Okay, cool. So the day one exercise. It says, number 1, write a single line comment which says comments can make code readable. You could start typing in EX1.
Okay, so what was I supposed to write?
I will just put it on the screen for you as well, so
okay.
you can.
Cool. Okay. Don't help me.
It says write a single comment.
Write a single line comment. Okay, so I guess it was double slash.
Yeah. And then it should say comments can make.
Okay.
Cool. Then you did exercise 1. Let's do exercise 2.
Mm-hmm.
And exercise 2 says, write another single comment which says, welcome to 30 days of JavaScript.
Isn't it the same thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Now we can do the third one.
Write a multiple line comment.
Multi-line comment, in which it says comments can make code readable, easy to reuse, and informative. And this is supposed to be on multiple lines.
Okay, so it was something like this, and then I know it ended with this.
It's an underscore.
Ah, okay. Wait. Okay.
Yeah.
Right way of thinking, at least. And then I can just copy this thing.
Do you think it's the other way? Because it says it's red. So I'm just wondering if it's the other way.
Okay, maybe then this, and then wait. This? No, this. Is it?
Interesting.
What was it?
Well, I think it's in the beginning. I'll just show you a trick.
Yeah.
In the beginning, so I'll say A. A.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll add B.
Mm-hmm.
And then I C.
Okay.
And then, because commenting out things is something you use all the time.
Yeah.
So what you could do is there's this VS Code. It has like this hotkey for it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do you know the backslash command on your keyboard? For me, it's number 7. So if you
this one or the other one? This.
Do you see what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. How do you do that?
So you select whatever you're trying to comment out. So say you are trying to comment out
that one, yeah.
all of this.
Uh-huh.
So you select it,
Uh-huh.
and then you write, I think, Control Shift and then backslash.
Did I do that? No. Wait. Let me do that.
For me, it's Control Shift 7.
Nope. It's not working for me. I don't know.
It's probably the hotkeys is different for you.
Yeah, it's not working for me.
Yeah. What's nice about this is that every single language has a different way of commenting things. But this one just figures it out and then does it the right way. So just to show you an example, if I go to the JavaScript, to the HTML, and the commenting in the HTML is different. So I don't want this title anymore. I want to comment it out. And then did it for me. See?
So you just press the same hotkeys?
Yeah.
Control Shift and
backslash. Yeah. So this is nice, and you could always uncomment it and comment it. So you don't need to do it manually in the future. You just need to learn that one hotkey, and then you're good. But let's move on into exercise 4.
Yeah, but how was it that we were supposed to comment?
For multi-line?
Yeah.
Good question. So I think
it was 1 slash, I remember.
I think it was. I always confuse them.
But I tried both of these things and it didn't work.
Yeah. Then we did not get it. Let me Google. So according to Google, is saying that it's not the way he wrote it, and so he made a mistake.
Okay.
It is like this, slash, and then you put a star.
Yeah.
And then
yeah,
you
it's working now.
Yeah. So that's the way you do it.
Cool.
And then we could also, since we are watching this video or we're making this video, since we found a mistake in open source code,
we can change it.
we can change it, or we can make a pull request and ask them to change it. So yeah, we can also
contribute it.
We contribute it. Cool. Then let's move on to the fourth one.
Create a variable .js file and declare variables and assign string. Okay, so basically create the file that we created.
Yeah.
And call it.
Yeah. And then they're saying like there are different variable types in all languages. Do you know what they are and how they are different?
No.
Let me see if I can maybe let's try with string. So the first one is string. This one. It just means text.
Yeah.
And the next one is boolean. Boolean means like true or false. Last one is undefined. It just means that it's not defined. And null is also like undefined. So what they're saying to you, they're saying just make some variables here and then call them different things. Like one which is only a text, one is only a number, one which is only true or false. They want you to do that. So do you remember how to declare a variable?
Was it let? Let.
Yeah. So let's say you want to make a variable called name.
Let name and then brackets. Is this correct? And then if you call it, isn't like console?
Yeah. You could do that. You can call it. I think that's the next exercise actually. Okay. But
I'm too advanced for this.
Can you make a couple of more? Can you make also like a is married?
And then I can do this.
Oh,
because we don't want too much. Let's say true.
Or you need to call. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So instead of making it a string again or like text, you could just write the word true or false.
Oh, okay.
The JavaScript understands.
Just true?
No. That was the way.
I see.
Yeah.
I see what you said. True, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it understands. It's like reserved. And can you make one which is age as well? Yeah. Looks like you forgot about the comma.
Oh yeah, right.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's the exercise. Great. Let's do number 5.
Let's delete the comma.
It says create data types.js and use the JavaScript type of operator to check different data types. So there is this function called type of,
which is
so it's just a function. It's a JavaScript function. And they're saying like we don't want to create another file. We can just put it here. No problem. So what you want to do is now you completed this one, yeah? So you could just add a semicolon at the end, just to like for you to know it's
this one.
Yeah. And then if you make a new line, so here, and then you just write the word type of, then open parentheses. So now this is a function. This function, what it does is it just returns the type of the variable. So if you give it name, for example, okay, and the thing is, what it does is it returns like the type, but we need to have console.log in order to, let me just, because I don't think this is like a function inside of a function, but console.log.
But that's the thing, he didn't talk about this. Did he explain about these things?
No.
Yeah, I mean, this reminds me so much of at school, like they teach us something and then in the exercises they ask us something a lot more complicated.
Yeah,
and that's
so
why I fell back.
It makes you think and forces you to Google. Yeah. So what we will do is we'll just refresh
Our website.
Yeah. And then it says here, it says it's string. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
So it's telling you it's a string. You could try to change it to, like, for the example, this one, true, false.
Mm-hmm. I suck at this.
Okay, save it.
Did you add the semicolon
No?
here?
No, maybe the program did it for you. Save. And then it says Boolean.
Mm.
And then the last one, just put H.
Mm-hmm. Is there a way where, like for example, this is a variable, right? You can click on it and then it selects the whole word instead of having to highlight it like this?
Double click.
Okay.
Yeah. So last one, if you save it and then refresh it, it says number.
Yeah, it's working.
So, JavaScript is fixing everything for you behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
And now this is quite nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's very easy. And let's move on into the next one, number 6.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually, we've already done it, but it says
declare 4 variables without assigning values. Okay.
So
I guess just delete the values of the variables.
Yeah, let's just skip it.
Okay.
Because we've already done it. Number 7, it says declare 4 variables with assigned variables. Okay, so
same.
Number 8, declare variables to store your first name, last name, material status, country, and age in multiple lines.
Like I did, right?
Yeah, just missing. So
yeah, a few things.
Yeah.
But this is what he means in multiple lines, right?
Yeah. And remember that camel case thing? Yeah. Ooh.
But I did it already.
Ah, cool.
Okay.
And then country. Would you want to add the country as well? Oh no, this material status, it should be like true or false.
Oh, okay, without the quote.
Yeah. Oh, you wrote single. Make it false. Yeah.
Okay.
So now it's.
Why did we do that?
No, because it's a boolean.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted one, which is a boolean.
Okay, I see.
Okay. So I think you've done all of that now. Let's move on. It says declare variables to store your first name, last name, material status, country, and age in a single in a single line.
Like this? Or
yeah, so all of them in a single line.
Why are you laughing? Told you I stopped.
Okay, good. And delete the first let. It's just you have a different way of doing things. Okay.
I think I ruined my.
What happened to your name?
Yes, I ruined.
Okay, just click back up.
I cannot see something start discussion.
I think. Okay, you deleted everything, yeah? I don't know how to recover.
Okay.
Yeah, it's back.
I did that.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it correct?
Yeah, just do this column. And you had one called name.
In quotes.
Yeah, thanks. There you go. Name, and it's all in the single line. So you could put everything in a single line. And this one, it's kind of missing some of the stuff. And we have this nice formatter. So whenever you put something in one line and save.
He does it automatically?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's nice. And then the last one, it says declare 2 variables called my age and your age and assign the initial value and log it to the browser. So if you can make two variables more.
Mm-hmm.
call your age and my age.
Right.
Just put something into them. No, but it's your age or your...
Was it age or?
Yeah, my
Okay.
age. I'll just change it for you. My age.
Mhm.
You're like 59.
What?
And you're... I'm 18.
Okay.
We have this nice formatter, so whenever we're saving, it's just fixing all of that stuff. And we are finished with our first exercise. Congratulations.
You have to call it on the website, right?
Yeah. Ooh, 15 and 18.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay, very nice. Great. How did you like it?
I had fun.
Okay, cool. You got to code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And we are just a little bit over an hour, maybe with
Yeah.
removing some...
No, it's fun. It obviously takes me time because I'm very slow at writing stuff, but I think it's quite fun, especially when you understand what you're doing.
Okay, very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Then we could proceed with day 2 next time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then we will do even more.
It's interesting. This like course or whatever this
Yeah.
is. It's interesting. It's nice that somebody made it simple so far.
Yeah, it's quite simple, and then it just builds up into becoming more advanced.
Yeah, it's nice. Can't wait for day 2.
Okay, very nice.
Hopefully it won't take us an hour.
Yeah, hopefully we can do 2 days in one day.
How do you grade my performance?
Oh, it was great. I'm actually very impressed. Like,
You are?
some of the stuff you did was impressive, and I also learned some stuff about
Yeah.
like the comments
Yeah.
and so it's very nice, very cool.
That's good. I'm happy that I'm teaching you stuff. All right, that's it for today then. Thank you so much for watching this video and following along on our coding, and I hope that you are joining too and trying to, if you don't already know, then trying to learn at the same time with us. This is a perfect opportunity because Ali is using his time to teach somebody that basically knows nothing about coding. This could be your teacher too at the same time, so it's great. Thank you so much for spending your time teaching me. I appreciate that.
No problem.
It's very valuable, I know.
Okay, no problem. Bye bye.
All right,
See you
thank you so
later.
much.
Bye.
Bye.